Hi, today we are going to talk about Sam Darby plantation.
Sam Darby Plantation Berhad is one of the world's largest palm oil producer. The company manages more than 600,000 hectares of land in several countries, include Malaysia, Indonesia, Solomon Islands, Liberia. Sam Darby Plantation is well known for its commitment to sustainable and responsible palm oil production. Sam Darby Plantation is a global company that plays a major role in the palm oil industry. In operations span across various countries and large areas of land. Showing its wide reach and influence, the company not only focuses on production but also imposes a sustainable and social environmental responsibility in plantation management.
Sam Darby focus on five main areas: community development, education, ethics, and environment and economic. I will explain each one with the examples. Firstly, community development. Sam Darby support B40 group, which are low-income families. They provide things like skill training programs, contoh pertanian moden dan keusahawanan. Second, basic needs foods or emergency, contohnya bantuan makanan dan bantuan banjir. Job opportunities for local in plantation areas. This help the community become stronger and more stable. Next, education. Through Yayasan Sam Darby, the company gives scholarship to students who want to study to overseas or local in universities. Support for STEM programs, which is science, technology, engineering, and math in rural schools. Next, school upgrade like building a new classroom or providing learning tools. Support for research and innovation in universities. One example is helping students from rural Sabah and Sarawak to continue their studies at university. Next, ethical. Sam Darby encourage employees to volunteer their time. They want to raise 1.75 million hours of volunteer work. Example of volunteering include planting trees, cleaning rivers, tutoring students, helping during disaster, contohnya banjir and pandemic COVID-19. This shows how the company is not just about making profit but also about giving back. Next, environment. Sam Darby work to protect nature, especially biodiversity, plants, animals, and forests. They partner with organizations like the Tropical Rainforest Conservation and Research Center (TRCRC). Examples include replanting native trees in degraded forest areas, protecting endangered species like orangutan and hornbill, using eco-friendly farming method in their plantation. This help reduce environmental damage and support sustainability. Lastly is economic. Sam Darby CSR also goes beyond Malaysia. For example, they joined the Battersea Power Station project in the UK, which focus on building a sustainable and green development. In other countries like Indonesia, Liberia, and Papua New Guinea, they provide local jobs, build basic facilities like roads and clean water, and lastly support community health clinics. This shows their CSR values are applied worldwide, not just in Malaysia. To conclude, Sam Darby Plantation is a good example of a company that balances business with responsibility. They care about the people, the planet, and long-term progress.
CSR analysis, target group and outcome. First, community education. Sam Darby Plantation provide access to basic and tertiary education as well as skill training to student, undergraduate and teacher. This shows the company effort to empower community through the knowledge and talent development. Second, community development. The company support community development initiatives include building climate, adaptive, communicative, and create positive community experience. This step is important to improve quality of life and strengthen community resilience against future challenges. Number 3, empowering smallholder. Sam Darby Plantation education and guide smallholder on sustainable palm oil production. The aim is to help them adopt responsible practice and improve the quality of their crop. In conclusion, Sam Darby Plantation focus in CSR on the 3 main target group: student and educator, the general community, and smallholder, with an emphasis on education, sustainability, and inclusive development.
This is an example of CSR by Sam Darby.
Corporate governance analysis. First, Board of Directors. Sam Darby Plantation has a well-structured board that includes both executive and non-executive directors. This balance helps ensure fair and transparent decision-making in the company. 2. Audit Committee. This committee is responsible for ensuring financial integrity and legal compliance. It oversees the company financial reporting and audits. Risk Management Committee. This committee manages enterprise risks, especially those related to sustainability. They help the company prepare for and respond to potential risks in its operations. 4. Sustainability Committee. The committee focuses on ESG matters, which stands for environmental, social, and governance. This shows that the company is serious about social responsibility and environmental care. 5. Zero tolerance for corruption. Sam Darby Plantation enforces strict anti-corruption policies. The company does not tolerate any form of corruption in its operation. 6. Human right commitment. The company is committed to respecting human rights across all areas of its operation. These include fair treatment of workers and ethical business practices.
Moving on to slide number 9, critical evaluation. First, integration into core strategy. Sam Darby Plantation integrates corporate social responsibility (CSR) and good governance into its overall sustainability strategy. This means their social and environmental responsibilities are not just side projects, but are built into how the company cooperates. Second, strong governance structure. The company has solid governance policies in place. For example, they have been implanted a human rights character, a zero burning policy, and a no deforestation policy. These show their commitment to ethical practice and environmental protection.
Witness and controversies. However, despite these efforts, there have been serious concerns raised. Forced labor allegations in 2020, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBD) banned imports from Sam Darby Plantation due to allegations of forced labor in their Malaysian operation. This issue affected their reputation and raised questions about how well their ethical policies were enforced. Environmental concerns. Even though the company promotes sustainability today, there have been criticism about past practice, including land use and deforestation. These concerns suggest that while policies exist now, past action will still affect public perception. So overall, Sam Darby Plantation has made real efforts to build strong governance and CSR into its strategy. However, like many large companies, they still face challenges, especially when past controversies come to light.
Strengthen labor practice. Sam Darby Plantation, as one of the world's largest palm oil producer, carries a major responsibility in upholding labor rights, especially for foreign workers who are often the most vulnerable. The company has faced serious allegations in recent years, including forced labor and poor treatment of migrant workers. Therefore, it is crucial for Sam Darby to ensure full compliance with international labor standards, such as those set by the International Labour Organization (ILO). These include provide fair wage, safe working conditions, reasonable working hours, and access to proper healthcare. Recruitment process must also be ethical, eliminating or excessive fees charged to foreigner workers. By strengthening its labour practice, Sam Darby not only protect workers but also avoid sanction, improve productivity, and restore trust in the brand, especially in international markets. Second, independent audit. To reboot public trust and investor confidence, especially after past controversy, Sam Darby should commit to regular and independent audit focused on human rights and environmental impact. Independent third-party audit provide transparency and accountability by identifying violations or risks that internal teams may overlook. This audit can cover labour practice, land use, pesticide use, and biodiversity impact. While Sam Darby has begun taking steps in this direction, such as re-engage with international sustainability certification bodies, audit must be frequent, comprehensive, and publicity disclosed to show real commitment to continuous improvement. Third, community engagement. Sam Darby operates in many rural and indigenous areas, making community engagement essential for ethical and sustainable land use. The company must work closely with local communities and NGOs to ensure that land development respects customer rights and does not result in displacement or social conflicts. One important principle is uphold is a free, prior and informed consent, meaning community must be consulted and give permission before any development begins. By prioritizing active community participation and transparent communication, Sam Darby can foster better local relationships, prevent land dispute, and enhance its reputation as a responsible and inclusive corporate actor. Lastly, sustainable innovation. As a major agriculture company, Sam Darby is well positioned to lead its sustainable innovation that address both environmental and economic challenges. The company should invest more in technology such as methane capture system from palm oil mills to reduce greenhouse gas emission and generate renewable energy. Zero waste production model that reuse by product like empty fruit bunch and palm kernel shell. Regenerative agriculture technique that restore soil health, reduce chemical use, and increase biodiversity. This practice not only reduce environmental impact but also align with global ESG. Innovation is no longer just an option, it is a necessity for long-term survival and market competitiveness. The conclusion summarizes how Sam Darby Plantation has integrated corporate social responsibility (CSR) and strong governance into its business strategy. Sam Darby Plantation integrates CSR and governance effectively. This means that Sam Darby doesn't treat CSR as a side project but as a core part of its operation. From sustainable land management to fair labor practice, these are not optional but embedded into the company policy and day-to-day decision. For example, the Responsible Agriculture Charter set clear guidelines on protecting biodiversity and conserving natural resources, showing that ethical leader and sustainability can exist with profitability. This line highlights that Sam Darby has shown the world that a business can be morally responsible and still generate strong financial returns. Their success proves that companies don't have to harm the environment or exploit workers to succeed. In fact, being ethical can enhance brand reputation, gain investor trust, and open access to global market, especially those with strict sustainability demand. CSR initiative target environmental sustainability, community development, and ethical labor practice reflect a strong commitment. Sam Darby CSR effort focus on three major areas. First, environmental sustainability through effort like reducing deforestation project, and methane capture technology in palm oil mills. Community development, collaborating with local communities by supporting education, healthcare, and infrastructure projects. Third, ethical labor practice, taking corrective steps after facing international pressure such as improving working conditions for migrant workers and enhanced welfare program. All this show that Sam Darby is not only responding to criticism but also making long-term investment in sustainable and ethical practice.